Hello everybody, Iain Robson here, and welcome back to Crystal Falls. Alright, we got a couple things going on today. If you recall from the previous episode, we picked up a John Deere moco. I think this is a John Deere 956. And we're going to go ahead and cut some hay. Now remember, the reason why we're doing this is because we don't have animals quite yet. But we'd like to get animals. I always forget how loud this tractor is. I don't know why, but it's always like, it always seems much louder than it needs to be. In comparison to other tractors, this one always seems like the loudest. Anyhow, like I said, we're going to go ahead and cut a little bit of hay. We have a large meadow, I'll call it, right just over here. Just to the left, to the north side of field number 1, as you can see on the map. It's a large little section. You could probably extend your field to make this part of your field as well. That's another option that I had been considering as well. So something else you could easily do with it. So what I'll do is, which way is the best way? I guess it really doesn't matter at this point. Other way. There we go. So what we'll do is we'll do a little bit of mowing, and we'll see how it goes from there. And why did I just turn the tractor off? There we go. Yeah, for whatever reason I decided to turn the tractor off. Oh. This tractor really is underpowered for everything. Look at this. Oh, that's really annoying. It's like supposed to be 135 horsepower, I believe. 120 horsepower. And this only needs, I'm assuming, 90. Yeah, a little on the annoying side. It's a nice tractor for some things. Not everything, apparently, though. Not everything. Alright, let's move it out of the way then. Because that is not going to work. 5 kilometers an hour is a little bit slow. A little bit too slow for what I want to use it for. But maybe it's more realistic, I have no idea. 5 kilometers... I think you can go just a wee bit faster than 5 kilometers. Probably not a crazy amount faster than that, but I imagine you can go faster. And this guy is supposed to be 100 horsepower, and I bet you could do a better job. I'm just going to leave it there for the time being. We'll grab the case. Or the International, I should say. It's not exactly a case per se. Apparently, a couple people have told me that with this particular tractor, if you upgrade to the new version, the newest version of it, it doesn't hop around quite as much, or not at all. So, just FYI. I did not know that. I probably got this mod, I don't know, ages ago, I imagine. So, that's probably the reason why I just never noticed it, because I don't use it very often. Not that I don't like it, just don't use it very often. Alright, take 2. Oh, it's already down. Hey, there we go. It's only 10 kilometers an hour faster, which in this scenario, it's a lot faster. So this field I think is actually quite large. So we can probably go for quite a long time without having to turn. We can actually go further past field number 1 if we wanted to. So like there's the end of field number 1, and we can go right past it. So what we'll do is we'll cut this down, at least a chunk of it. I'm not sure how much, we'll see. And actually what I could do is I could put a mower on the front as well, but I really don't have the money for that at this particular time. Maybe we'll do that later on. That'll actually make this a little bit faster as opposed to slower like it is right now. So yeah, so we'll see if we can actually go all the way down there too. I'm not going to in this context. Maybe we will in the future. We'll see how much we get out of this. We may not need much more than this, but we'll have to check it out and see what happens here. This, I guess, I don't know, I just had like a little thought there. I'm like, this is what it feels like going straight. Okay. Because it's like I have to look back, but you can't see what's going on very well. I don't know. This is a time where I'd probably adjust in my seat in reality. But I don't know. Everyone mows hay a little bit differently. Every time I do it, I always get in trouble. Not in trouble, but every time I do it, someone will say, "Oh, you're doing that wrong," which is fine. There's always going to be a right way and a wrong way to do something, and I just do what works for me basically most of the time, which apparently isn't always what you're quote-unquote supposed to do. But there's really no perfect way to do it. There's always everybody's got their own opinion, and you can do things whichever way you like basically. But that's the way it goes. This does look a bit funny behind this tractor, I'm not gonna lie to you. Red and green. It's like we have Christmas colors on the field basically. Oh goodness, that's terrible. But I don't know if I've seen one of these in real life. One of this particular style of mower conditioner, which is what moco stands for those people who have no idea. Last time I checked, at least that's what it stands for. Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen one of these ones. I've seen some. I believe there are a couple different styles as well. I think there's ones with there's a sickle bar mower style, and then there's like a disc style. So like, it's a disc with two blades, or like a pair of shears sort of idea. The thing you would use, like, you know, when you oh, there's a road going up there. Who knew? Huh, I'll have to remember that. It'd be like when you get your hair cut, for example, the clippers they use, that's the same sort of style almost they use for their sickle bar mower style. It's, you know, same principle basically. So because of the same principle, it does the way it cuts the hay is actually slightly different, and there's different you know, pros and cons for everything. I believe the sickle bar mower style is cheaper than the disc style, but I believe the disc style is a bit more versatile in how you can use it. Let's make the turn now, I think. It's a bit more versatile in the way you can use it, if memory serves. Because with the disc style of mower, I believe you can go over the same row again without a problem. Whereas with the sickle bar mower, if you try to go over the same row you've already cut, it'll just make a mess of things. Oh, there's the fence. It's like, as I get closer to it, it's magically popping up, so like I can't see. Like, watch right here and watch the fence. See how it's magically appearing as I get closer to it? The ever-present bubble of loading, I guess we can call it. You can see it. Like, I have it on high, and it still does it on high. I believe the same thing would happen even if you had it on ultra. I believe. I'm not certain about that because I don't play in ultra because I record often. So, well, often, very often, every day, pretty much. So I have discovered that it's because there's so much variety of maps in Farm Sim. I find it's just better to leave it on high, which is acceptable for the majority of the maps I'm playing on. So it just makes it a bit more consistent, I would guess. That's what happens. So it's, oh, look at that, they even modeled the tires, so that's good. It's a bit more consistent, which makes my life a bit easier here. You can almost just line up the tires. Well, oftentimes trailers or any kind of trailer type vehicle isn't the tires aren't always modeled properly, but you can see on this one actually, if you look, you'll see the little tire marks there, which is kind of cool because that doesn't usually happen. Huh. Yeah, so what we'll do with this, we can do one of two things. We can either A, ted it and then dry it, or B, turn it into silage bales. So one or two options basically. Or we could, you know, get a not a hay bind, that's a New Holland thing, but get something to make silage with it. That's another option, I suppose. Although I don't think I have any old... Actually, that's not true. I do have a Dawn, which is an older style mower. Silage forger, I guess it would be in this context. So I do have one of those we could theoretically use as well. So, lots of options. Yeah, you could make this field pretty large if you wanted to. Like, you could easily go all around the outskirts right there and do all that as well. I didn't, obviously, but... not to say I couldn't do it still. So, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of interesting when they give you so much open space like this around a field, so you really have some possibilities. Like, you could easily drop like a meadow in here as well. Like, for example, if you wanted to put some cherry trees, or if you wanted to put some apple trees, or pear trees, or strawberry bush. I think I have strawberry bushes too, actually. Do I have strawberry bushes? I think I do. We're just going to check real quick. Cherries, plums, oranges. Not sure what that is. I think that's probably the same thing. And that is olives. And that is berries of some sort. Grapes, maybe. And I think that's it. Yeah. Oh no. And then apple trees, and then a pear tree, and I think maybe now that's it. But yeah, anyways, you can go through the whole process. So you can take it to a stand, for example, or you can take it to this, or you could also do tomatoes, and then you can take it to a processing plant, and this makes some other stuff with it. So lots of possibilities. Depends how far down the production line you want to go, basically. Of course, as you go further down the production line, it does become more profitable, which makes sense because you're processing it more. And usually when you process things more, it becomes more profitable. Which is why, if you ever played a game like, what was a good example? Transport Tycoon. Why did I say? Transport Tycoon comes to mind for whatever reason. But if you play a game like that and you take, like, wood to like a paper pulp mill, and then you get the paper and you take it somewhere else, and then you create books and take some of that somewhere else, sort of thing, something like that. The further down the production line you get, the more profitable it, I guess you'd say more profitable it can become. It's not always the case, of course, but it does depend on the particular thing you're selling, because it does change it from time to time, of course. So very nice. This feels actually fairly large, and I feel like this is going to take a while with this mower. This is what happened. I guess this is what it would have been like in the olden days when they didn't have like super huge equipment like they do now. It would have taken, a long time to do stuff, and that's probably part of the reason why there weren't many larger farms. But as time progresses, of course, technology increases, and the capability of being able to produce larger vehicles, i.e. the Big M. Yeah, the Big M mower, for example. Yeah, that's the Big M. And that thing does like 13 meters. So, seeing one of those in action would probably be pretty crazy to see, I imagine. Just because you don't realize the size of it until you're standing beside it in real life, and you're like, holy Moses, that thing is enormous. I can't believe... I've done that a couple times where I've walked beside... when I've seen the Cat Challenger tractor with tracks, and that thing is... You don't realize how large it is until you stand... When you're inside of it and you're outside looking at it, you're like, holy smokes. I was standing beside the tracks, and I think the tracks were over my head, just to put that in perspective, and I'm 5'8", I guess? So, last time I remember. Now, I haven't stood beside one lately, but that's what I remember last time, so just put that in perspective. One sec, coffee break. My coffee is slowly getting cooler and cooler. Well. I saw Caravera76 was playing a little bit of Euro Truck the other day. Stopped and watched a bit of that episode. Didn't have time to watch all of it. Lunchtime is only so long. But he was driving the K100. It's a nice truck. In Euro Truck. Also, Multi-Mikey123 shared the latest video from SES software, which is from about American Truck Simulator. And he shared that on the Google Plus community. If you would be interested in joining the Google Plus community, there's no requirements, just join it. And we share a lot of screenshots there. Some people share videos as well. And yeah, pretty cool little place to hang out. It's kind of like outside of YouTube. It's kind of where we hang out a little bit. So I really enjoy it. Anyways, I'm going to stop the episode here for now, folks, because I do need to get to work. I just realized the time. I probably could have kept doing that for a while yet. Anyways, that'll be it for me for today, folks. My name's Iain Robson. This has been Farming Simulator 2015, coming at you from Crystal Falls. And if you enjoyed yourself, why don't you go ahead and hit that share button? I'd really appreciate that. Catch you guys later.